Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Monday Night Raw review on Monday, May 31st, 2021. Happy Memorial Day to everybody out there that is watching tonight's Raw review on the Big Fightfield channel. Hope you guys had a good Monday. Hope you guys had a good Monday night. Raw, obviously, is the same thing. Same thing as usual, man. Really boring show. Nothing really to look forward to. But the thing, I am going to start off with a little bit of positivity. Not about the show, of course, but I didn't watch everything on the show. I was flipping back and forth between the Sixers game and the Wizards for Game 4 of the NBA playoffs. Sixers came up short, but honestly, I'm okay with it because we got Game 5 Wednesday night and back in Philly. And I think we should close out the series in front of the home fans, the sold-out crowd at the Wells Fargo Center. But that's for another situation to talk about. We're here to talk about wrestling. Unfortunately, we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw. But the thing that I was going to be focused on the entire night was this new commentator. Because just to catch up, there was a lot of news in WWE last week. And I didn't talk about it because I was really all in on AEW, what was going on there, and their lead up going into Friday night's go home show. I had the big round table show, so I was getting ready for that, and I had the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Which, by the way, I'm gonna promote my shows right now, and then we'll get into the show review. I'll give my thoughts on this new commentator. If you have not already, I'm still going to promote it even though the pay-per-view's over. But if you guys did not check out last week's roundtable, even after Double or Nothing, I would advise you to go check it out. It was amazing. Again, I thank Wes, Matt Moody, and DJ Storms coming on the channel, coming into the roundtable, doing that. If you guys haven't already, be sure to go check that out. You got the Friday night AEW Dynamite review, so I appreciate if you guys go check that out as well. I gave my thoughts on the whole WWE New Japan situation, which, by the way, is shut down because it seems like that New Japan and AEW clowned WWE because Tony Khan was asked, the first thing he was asked about was the whole WWE promo on Nick Khan and whatnot. And he said, he asked New Japan if it was okay for him to cut the promo. They said yes. So if there wasn't really real negotiations between WWE, if there was real talk between New Japan and WWE, New Japan would have said, no, you can't do that. But since New Japan said yes, it's that they're not working together. New Japan and WWE as a partnership is not a thing. And at the end of the day, I'm quite happy by hearing that. And finally, of course, the Double or Nothing review. One of the best pay-per-views. Scratch that. The best pay-per-view of 2021 so far. If you have not already, be sure to go check out the hour review that myself and Wes Williams gave to you guys last night. We went over an hour talking about Double or Nothing last night. It was awesome. I had a great time talking about it. I'd appreciate if you guys go check that out after this review. All the videos after this review. So, I don't really want to talk about the show. We're going to breeze by the show because nothing really important's happened outside of the main event. But what I do want to talk about, is Jimmy Smith, the new commentator on Monday Night Raw. And he replaced Adnan Virk, who I believe last Wednesday was let go by the WWE. Him and WWE were on agreeing terms to be done. And Adnan Virk, he lasted 7 episodes of Monday Night Raw. He was the lead commentator for 7 episodes. And he did a miserable job, really. I tried to give the guy chance after chance after chance. And by May 10th, I'm like, this guy's got to go. He's not going to last. And I mean that in the most respectful way possible, because it's not his fault. All of this is not his fault. WWE thrusted him into a situation where he was not ready. And he was going to struggle a little bit. And you guys could tell at the first couple weeks, he was being carried by Corey Graves and Byron Saxton on commentary. And we could all tell that this guy's not going to last that long. And whether behold, he did not last that long on the commentary team. And it's not his fault. He's one of the hosts for MLB Tonight on the MLB Network. He's a great voice for baseball. He has a great voice for calling baseball and stuff like that. And he's been doing that for years. But he does not have the voice for pro wrestling. Not all of it was his fault, but he brought no energy, didn't sound excited at all, and just felt so flat. Like no charisma at all. And you need in the commentary in the business, you need charisma. I feel like. Look at what Pat McAfee's doing on SmackDown with Rick Boogs and everything he does. Pat McAfee is one of my favorite. Is probably in the WWE my favorite commentator. It's not even close because Pat McAfee is invested. Pat McAfee is a fan, number one. That's huge. Pat McAfee is a fan of the business. He respects the business. And he is doing everything right when it comes to commentary team on SmackDown, to the point where he's making Michael Cole better. So, Jimmy Smith on his first night, I will say, was not bad. Is there improvements? Yes, of course there is. As your first night on the job, it's probably going to be far, far, far from perfect. But he got the job done. He did a solid job, and they'll work on that. So by the end of the night, I was happy with his performance on the commentary team. But the rest of the show, unfortunately, was piss poor. The rest of the show was piss poor. I'm not even going to talk about the whole thing because I'm wasting your guys' time by talking about stuff like Nikki Cross versus Charlotte, which was stupid again. They did the whole 2-minute beat the clock thing, which Nikki Cross beat Charlotte, and they made Charlotte look like a dummy. And what else we got that's not even worth it? Orton beat Xavier Woods. Oh my God. I'm going to save this for later because I'm going to rant about this, I think. Mason T-Bar beat Lucha House Party. Who cares? Ricochet beat Sheamus, and then Humberto beat Sheamus. So you beat the United States champion twice in one night. Good job there, Bruce. Good job making your champion look good. Mandy and Dana beat Naomi. Who cares about that? Cedric Alexander defeated Shawn. I'm writing these down on my notes, but I'm telling you, half these matches I didn't watch because I was watching the Sixers game. Like Ricochet, Humberto, that Ricochet, Sheamus, and Humberto Sheamus matches, did not watch at all. Mandy and Dana versus Naomi and Lana, didn't watch. Cedric versus Shelton, didn't watch. AJ and Omos versus Elias and Jackson Riker, didn't watch. But I did hear the ending of that match, which was Elias walking away from Jackson Riker. Then he cut a backstage promo, and it feels like they turned Elias into a babyface. It's like, with live crowds coming back, thousands of people, millions of people are going to be walking with Elias again. And I don't want Jack. And when we go back to tours, we go back traveling to city, I don't want to travel around with Jackson Riker. So WWE thinks that, I could be wrong, but I will be shocked. I will be shocked if, excuse me, I'll be shocked if Elias gets over in 2021. Friggin' Elias is yesterday's news. He was over in 2018 when he was feuding with Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship. That was when Elias was over, and they didn't pull the plug on Elias. They had never pulled the plug on Elias. They dropped the ball a bunch of times with Elias. And then this guy comes back for injury, and he's on a 6-month losing streak, and you put him in a tag team with Jackson Riker, a guy that nobody cares about and nobody wants to see on television for obvious reasons. So, WWE could be pushing Elias again because they're going back on the road, but I don't see how anybody can possibly care about Elias, especially the way he's been portrayed. He's a jobber on this show. Elias isn't a top guy. He's not a popular guy. Elias is a nobody. Elias is a jobber. He's a jobber. And if WWE is going to push him and they want to build him up, give him credibility, and get him over, great. But I highly doubt it's going to happen. I have no faith in this company with Elias. But there's two things I really want to talk about on this review. And of course, it's the main event. And you guys see it by the thumbnail. You guys see it by the title. You know it, man. If I'm Shayna Baszler and I'm in this situation and I look back on what I've done in my run on Monday Night Raw for the past couple months, for the shit storylines I'm in, for the way I'm booked, I'm pulling a Pac. I'm doing exactly what Pac did at 2017. Pac was pissed off by the way he was booked, by the way WWE booked him. And he was pissed off by losing to Enzo Amore, which was a guy that he should have never lost to. And what did Pac do? Pac took matters to himself and he left. He left the company and he was like, F you, I'm never coming back. And he was gone. And now Pac is in AEW, and he's in one of the top matches of 2021 so far, which happened last night with himself, Orange Cassidy, and Kenny Omega. Pac has done great things since leaving WWE. That is exactly what Shayna Baszler should do. Shayna Baszler should pull a Pac. But then you'll get people on social media, oh, Reginald's a man. Reginald's a man. Why are you upset that a man beat Shayna Baszler? Let me tell you something. The way Reginald has been portrayed on television with these dances and dress shoes and being in a relationship with Nia Jax, and in the relationship with Nia Jax, they're portraying Nia Jax as the man. I'm sorry. It's just... That's the truth. I'm sorry. They make Reginald a sommelier. He's in women's segments all the time. He doesn't wrestle with the guys. You don't see Reginald going out there and wrestling Drew McIntyre. You don't see Reginald going out there and wrestling Sheamus. No, he's out there with Sasha Banks and Carmella and Nia Jax as their sommelier. This whole dance gimmick thing. This guy's get off my TV cancer. He is get off my TV right now. And they booked this guy to beat Shayna Baszler after fire came up on the ring post by Alexa Bliss's magical powers, and Shayna Baszler lost to Reginald. An MMA fighter lost to a sommelier dancer by a clean roll-up. And she looked like the biggest idiot on the face of this planet. One night, Sunday night, Double or Nothing, I go from being proud and thrilled to be a wrestling fan after what I just watched for 4 hours. And then 24 hours later, I go from being a proud and humbled fan to being an embarrassed wrestling fan, to be like, what the hell did I just watch? It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous when you tell the differences between AEW and WWE. It is terrible. Absolutely terrible. And now Shayna Baszler is booked in the feud with Alexa Bliss, who is honestly one of the worst characters in all of wrestling right now. And she's going to beat Shayna Baszler. Because, why should Shayna Baszler beat Alexa Bliss after she just lost to Reginald? God, I hate this company, man. I hate it, man. I love oh my God. Let me take a sip. I hate everything about this company, man. Outside of Roman Reigns. Literally, that's it. And then quickly the main event. Drew McIntyre versus Kofi Kingston for the number one contender match for the WWE Championship. Winner faces Bobby Lashley at Hell in a Cell. Very good match. Not gonna deny that. Match was very good. I was into it. The final 5 minutes. I might have to go back and watch the match again. But Drew McIntyre gets the win with a Claymore kick. And we are getting Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship once again. How exciting. How exciting. WWE does not know how to build up stars. So what do? They have no baby faces on Raw outside of Drew McIntyre. So they got to do it again and again and again until the babyface eventually overcomes the heel and wins the championship. And by the way of looking at it, that's exactly what's going to happen. As much as I don't want it to happen, and I want Bobby Lashley to stay as the WWE champion, I think Drew McIntyre is going to beat him at Hell in a Cell. Because I see Drew McIntyre. We got live fans, which they're hyping up about. We got live fans coming back July 16th, and I don't see Drew McIntyre not being the WWE champion when live fans return on a weekly basis. So we're getting McIntyre and Lashley once again for the WWE Championship. for a third pay-per-view in a row. I'm out of here, man. This show is miserable. I am leaving the review tonight. Thank you guys for watching. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel. I'm not sure how the rest of the week is going to work out, but what I do know is I will be here for NXT tomorrow night with Cameron Johnson. I will not be live tweeting NXT tomorrow night, though, because I have a banquet for school, and I'm going to get done at the banquet around 8 o'clock, and by the time I get home, NXT will just be starting, and I probably won't be able to live tweet, but there will be a review with myself and Cameron Johnson tomorrow night talking about NXT. Maybe we'll talk about Double or Nothing for a little bit as well. Who knows? We'll see how the NXT show goes tomorrow night. So subscribe to the channel for that tomorrow night. Comment down below your thoughts about tonight's episode of Raw. Hit the like button if you thought. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me in the review tonight. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Colin_Joseph. And like I said, I'll see you for the NXT review tomorrow night with Cameron Johnson. I will not be live tweeting on Twitter because I have a banquet for school. But I'll see you guys then. Have a good night. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy, man.